shot.
This is a good shot. This is a good shot. This is a controversial video. Disclaimer, I may hurt feelings. Tell me speed. What does speed mean? All right, tell me when.
Speed.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I don't know, I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna dive straight in. This is the long-awaited opinion from DC. There's a lot of changes in the bass fishing industry, all right? So let's take a rewind. So we're gonna rewind 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, we started, you know, Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour. And I guess you would call it a split kind of happened. So it was from BASS to Major League Fishing. It was a whole brand new deal and everything, and we changed the format, and it's been awesome. I mean, I have excelled, you know, all my buddies have. There's been a lot of guys that has caught them, and I mean, I think it's been a great success, you know what I mean? But here is the thing. This year, we have a format change, okay? In my mind, it's not any changing at all, because it's not gonna change how I fish. It's not gonna change how a lot of these guys fish. Major League Fishing is gonna go back to a 5 bass limit, okay? If you didn't really know the rules, we went for a 2-pound minimum, okay? So 2 pounds, it had to be above 2 pounds, and we had catch, weigh, release is all fish counts, okay? Anything over 2 pounds. I had to adapt to fish that format. In my opinion, that was the most purest way to strategize, and it actually made me a better fisherman over these past 4 years because it slowed me down, okay? Used to in a 5 fish limit, I mean, I still fish a lot of 5 fish limits at my house. It slowed me down. I could not really kind of make a lot of long runs, and I couldn't do a lot of techniques that I really wanted to do. But it made me find groups of bass, and I've always loved doing that. And that's what I'm gonna plan on doing anyway. But I'm gonna dive into the bread and butter. All right, I get a lot of questions about this format change, okay? Was it a vote? How did this happen, okay? A lot of the anglers were ready to go back to 5 bass, to a 5 bass limit. So we as MLF are a angler driven league, okay? That's what we are. And we all voted. I personally voted to not change to a 5 bass limit. And it was not on what you're thinking. It was not, I mean, I've had success. We won 3 tournaments last year, but it was not on a personal agenda basis. It didn't really matter to me if we changed or not, but I voted no. The main reason is I wanted consistency within the league. I didn't want it to become like banana peel type, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're doing this one day, we're doing that the other. So, I mean, I'm keeping this real and unedited. Like, that's my opinion. I voted no. And the main reason was I just want consistency. I want to stick to one thing. That was the identity of what we signed up to do. And we had one off season, but if you look at honestly the numbers and the fan engagements of other leagues, they're about the same. You're always gonna have your 5 bass limit guys, you know, your hardcore weekend guys. I'm one of them too. I'm a fan of the sport. I love bass fishing. I don't know why it's 5 fish versus all fish matter. Like, it's bass fishing. We're out here doing the same daggum thing, you know what I mean? I don't care if I catch 100 or 5, it doesn't really matter. Me preferably, I like catching a lot of them, and I like catching a lot of big ones. So we have some questions, okay? I'm gonna answer them. B, what's my first question?
What?
Are you gonna ask the question or not?
No, your mentality going into it, with it going back to 5 fish, are you gonna fish any different?
No. I think what is gonna have to happen now is strategy is gonna play even more, okay? Because the way I love fishing, I love, you know, I love fishing offshore, I love getting out off the bank, I love swimming a jig, I love flipping, I love doing stuff like that. I love all that, but now you're gonna have to manage areas a lot more, because to get bigger bites, you're either A, gonna weed through a lot more fish, or you're gonna do a pattern that you're not gonna get a lot of bites. So I think it's going, I think I'm excited. I mean, I'm really excited about how it's gonna change my way. Like, I can now get a game plan and have 2 or 3 different deals going. So for example, let's say I find a little place in the grass at Florida that's got them, and I want to save it. I can save it. I don't have to burn it down, because in the past, I would have had to get way up on score. You didn't have a safe lead. If you had 15 pounds like above somebody, you're not safe. They're gonna run you down. Now, I can pull up, catch me 12 to 14 pounds and go flip all day with a lot less stress and get one big bite. And that one big bite is either A, gonna make your tournament or not. So I think it's gonna be a lot more diverse. I'm gonna enjoy having that freedom again. So it's not gonna change how I fish. I'm just gonna fish more freely.
To state the obvious, it's still catch, weigh, release?
Catch, weigh, release, still.
And
it is still catch, weigh, release.
So you can bring in as many fish as you want. It's just only your 5 are gonna count.
Yes, we will have an official in the boat. We're not putting them in live wells, which that's a different subject. I don't mind putting them in live wells. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't, like, here's my thing. I'm not against taking them to a weigh-in stage. I'm not, but I know a lot of fish mortality and that, and we are saving that.
Yeah.
I caught a lot of fish at Cayuga last year that would have died because they were 30 foot deep, but I immediately released them. They swam back down. They did not, you know, sit in a live well upside down with a bladder all day.
And you still get score tracker updates throughout the day.
Still a score tracker. That is a huge factor that's going to change things. So in any other tournament out there, local tournaments, regionals, opens, Toyotas, you name them, I don't know what anybody else has got. So in my mind, that's one of the most beautiful things ever, is I know what a competitor has. But it's not on no kind of pirate mentality. Like, I don't, very seldom do these guys drive down the river and say, what's he got? What's he got? These guys are way too good to do that crap. Now, I ain't saying it don't happen, but it's more or less of, let me play the game and create a strategy. Okay, so how far am I ahead? Do I have time to practice? Do I need to go run to some juice? Can I lay up some? Can I preserve fish? So now in a 5-fish format, that's gonna play even bigger. If you have, let's say you're in Group B. The cut weight in Group A was 12 pounds, 2 ounces. If you got a really good place and you pop 14.5 pounds in the first hour and a half of the day, you get to practice all day. Keep track of that score tracker because it may rise, but that strategy there is going to continue to play, and it's going to be even more important now.
Yeah.
So that's, everything is the same. We're just going to a 5-fish limit.
So in qualifying round, it's a 2-day total, but it rolls over to 2 days, right?
Yeah, qualifying round. So we're going to have the same thing, Group A, Group B. It's going to have 2 days. You have 2 days. We're going to keep your best 10 bass, and you're going to qualify for the knockout round, and then you go to championship. But
you don't think it's going to change at all the way people, like, traditionally, when you catch, weigh, release everything 2 pounds over, you can run up day 1, and day 2 you practice all day. For the most part, that's not going to change.
That's not, well, it
will, because day 2 you got to catch them again.
Well, it's going to change a little bit, but not a lot. There are going to be some guys, let's say they catch 21 pounds, 5-fish limit, and they know the cut weight is 12 pounds. They need to catch 2 bass. They're in the cut, because it's going to zero anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to pop 2 fish. He'll be in the cut. He practice all day. So, like, there is an incentive to getting on them and laying off.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it happen time and time again. You have to play the game. You got to play the strategy. I mean, like, everybody wants to be Macho Man in knockout round, and I don't understand that. I mean, it doesn't matter until the final day.
I read the comments. I know you do too, but some are negative.
Everybody's negative. I get so tired. By the way, let me throw this out here in this video, because it's our video. We can say this. I don't know why there's so much hate and negativity. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, if you don't like watching Major League Fishing, don't watch it.
Well, I was going to say,
if you like following our channel, watch it. If you don't, like, don't comment something negative and still watching. Just don't. I just want you to be like, everybody to be positive.
Yeah.
I go through my life every day waiting on the next bite. You have to be positive in everything you do. I'm not for this change.
Right.
I don't like this banana peel stuff. I don't like changing every other year or whatever. We signed up to do a job and we're going to do it. But on the other side of things, let me say this. I'm completely happy with it. You don't know why? Because I wake up in the morning and I'm very blessed to be able to do what I do. And I'm happy any circumstance is thrown at me. I'm going to go out there and work my butt off no matter what the format is. I don't care. Y'all want to make it a big fish tournament? Let's go big fish. We'll go throw glide baits on docks and watch 8-pounders follow it all day, because that's all they do on glide baits anyway. Here's the biggest thing that I am happy about with the 5 fish limit change, okay? That's what we've all grew up doing, okay? We've all grew up doing that, and that's just what we've all known, okay? And if we can relate to the local guy at the local, like, I want to relate to my buddies around the house. I don't want them thinking they're alienated because they can't do the same format as us. And we're just not there yet. So we're going back to 5. The biggest question that everybody is like wondering what's going to happen. Is there going to be a flip-flop on the leaderboard? I don't know. I could not tell you. I mean, in a 5 fish limit, I will say this, there is a lot of luck involved. I think anybody can say that. When you fish a Saturday tournament on Lay Lake on Alabama, whoever swims up a 6-pound 2-ouncer, you probably gonna win that day, because everybody kind of knows how to catch 12 pounds, but boom, you got 19 and a half, you win the tournament, hip hip hooray, call your granddaddy, say, hey, put the chicken in the pot, let's freaking go eat. This has been a good day. My mindset is I don't think that you're gonna see a big flip-flop in the leaderboard. I'm not even talking about me or nothing. I'm just saying, like, this is going to be the same kind of idea. Let's rewind just in my personal experience. Cayuga Lake. I had, in a 4-day tournament, I had 100 pounds with 20 bass, if it was a 4-day event. I had 25 plus pounds of smallmouth a day. That tournament would have been won. I would have won that tournament by 10 pounds, 10 plus pounds. Relax, I would have won that tournament. I had 28 pounds the final day. So, like, my thing, here's where I'm at. I may ruffle some feathers right here. This notion and this idea that Major League Fishing, all they do is catch peckerheads. I don't know where you've been the last 3 years. I'm not trying to defend what we do. I don't really care if whatever you think, but I'm just trying to, like, I need factual basis here. The idea of, oh, it don't take much to go catch 1-pounders all day. Well, we did that the first year. We noticed that was kind of a flaw, so we changed to 2-pounders. This season, there were some giant bags weighed in, and the guys who caught giant bags had very high finishes. Same equivalent. In my opinion, in a 5 fish limit, if you're throwing a glide bait and trying to catch 8-pounders on docks and you catch a 31-pound bag on day 1, freaking awesome. You had an incredible day. But that's one day. So you're gonna have to find more fish or a different pattern anyway. So, like, I revert back to the Major League Fishing all the fish counts format, right? These guys were catching 17 pounds a day and an additional 18-pound bag. They were freaking crushing them. So how is this gonna change in 5 fish? It's gonna be the same kind of weights. We're just gonna keep 5 of them. So, like, if you go back to, perfect example, Smith Lake. There was guys, I remember Michael Neal, I think he caught like a 16-pound bag that day. I had 16-pound bags that day. Joe Lee had maybe, I think he caught a big largemouth. But we were all right there between each other. And we finished first, second, third, fourth, whatever. And the guys who didn't catch many big ones, they were near the bottom. So it's not gonna be a big, oh my gosh, this is a big shocker. So anyway, I'll get off that. That's another question. You got
the only other thing, and this is just me, and I think I speak for a lot of the people that watch your channel. I'm just let down that the suspense, there's going to be a lot less suspense on that final minute or the final.
Yeah.
When there's a guy that's, you know, just a couple ounces behind you. You won by 4 ounces on Mille Lacs.
That was pretty.
And It was super suspenseful the last 20 minutes.
No, I'm on. So here's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, that suspense is going to be gone. Negative. You don't know why? When that clock's ticking and you know you're 2 pounds back now, like let's say the leader has 17 pounds and you're just going to, you need a 4-pounder to cull. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I need a big one. I need a big one. You're going to see guys roll up and completely have a different mindset. They're going to put down whatever they're doing and they were going to pick up a big weight, and they're going to go pull out a swim bait, or they'll pull out or you'll see somebody run 20 miles to a place that they've been waiting on when they need it, and they'll run there, and that last 20 minutes they'll cull up and they'll win the tournament. The same suspense will happen, but just with a freaking big one. So that's going to be cool to see. 100% fact, this year, somebody will win a tournament within the last 5 minutes, and they'll catch a freaking 5-pounder, and it will be clutch. So that's what I'm going to love about it. And, dude, I'm one of these guys where I'm like, all right, I'm behind by 5 pounds. I need a 20-pound bag. Let's go. I will pack my stuff up and freaking roll. And we'll go upriver, or we'll go somewhere I ain't never been before and do something totally different, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody knows. But I know I'm not gonna continue doing what I'm doing because it ain't working. I've always been that way. So there's a lot of unknowns there. I like it. I'm kind of a gambling man anyway. I'll take that gamble. All right, so I feel like I'm rambling along here. Long story short, changes in Major League Fishing. There's my opinions. I was not for it. I did not vote for it. I want there to be consistency, but I am for relating to the local guys, because y'all are our #1 priority. The fans. I know there was a lot of different feelings on it. A lot of MLF fans were not for that. But here's where we're at. We're at 5 fish this year. We're at 5 fish this year for the 2023 MLF season. We are starting in Florida. Is this video posting before Florida?
Yep.
All right, we are starting in Florida at Kissimmee, at the Kissimmee chain. I'm really excited about it, y'all. I'm more pumped up now than I have ever been. You don't know why? Because it's all level playing field now. Everybody can relate, and everything that you do is now going to be under a daggone microscope, because if you're going to be that guy that's going to flip all day and you're going to get 7 bites, they're going to be able to tell on Score Tracker. You know what I mean? Like in Florida, there's going to be some guys that get 5 bites all day and they'll have 29 pounds. King Kong. Next day they catch 3, they got 7 pounds. You know what I mean? One last subject before I close. I have to touch on electronics, okay? We talked about this with Jacob in a video. Do I think forward-facing sonar and electronics are going to still continue to play a major role now that we changed into 5 fish? Absolutely. Duh. Because here's where we're at in fishing, okay? It's 2023. I feel like this is, I don't know why. I feel like I'm hunting in Alabama. You know what I mean? Everywhere I go. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
I feel like I'm hunting in Alabama. We are fishing for the most pressured bass ever on all these lakes, okay? Go to Lake Gunnersville, go to Sam Rayburn, dude, they're starting to feel that pressure on St. Lawrence River, especially with this forward-facing stuff. These fish are getting accustomed to it, dude. That's just facts. And there's more people fishing now than they ever have. But here's where I'm at. These new electronics, it's evolution of the game, okay? Them fish at Cayuga had never really been targeted out there, just floating around like how I was catching them. And it was, phenomenal, dude. It was so good. It was great. And for the guys that are naysayers on it, that's fine. To each their own. I'm a student of the game. I feel like that's my job. I want to learn as much as I can. I want to become a better fisherman. I know how to swim a jig. I know how to flip docks. I'm not real good at skipping docks. But if I can catch more bass, I'm going to do it. So I will definitely be utilizing my electronics. Do I think guys that do that next year will have an edge? Absolutely. In certain events. for the spawning tournament events. We're gonna go to Murray, we're gonna go to Cayuga, we're gonna go to some spawning tournaments. That stuff will not play, none. That ain't gonna play, 100%. But during the ones that do play, you're gonna see guys that know how to do it and they're gonna do well. So yes, it's gonna play. I'm gonna pan my stuff around and catch me a couple daggum biggins, maybe, hope so. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I do not want to bore you no longer. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I mean, everybody's all hooping and hollering. MLFs, they're changing again. Oh, there's going to be a big major flip on the score tracker now. I don't know, guys. Whatever y'all want to say. I mean, didn't Tom Brady come back?
Yeah.
Didn't he come back? Was that like a year ago?
No, he came back this year, left his wife, never made the playoff. It was a bad year. It was just, it wasn't
What's what I'm saying? Like, he had this big major plan. He was going to make a big comeback and all this, and it just didn't really happen for him. And everybody's hooping and hollering, and they got all these thoughts and stuff. I don't even watch football, but I watch fishing. Only time will tell, guys. All we do is live in the moment. And right now, it's pretty dang good. So we're gonna go catch some bass. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I need to know. Comment down here and be like, yo, DC, they some crybabies in your league. Yeah, yo, DC, quit crying. Yeah, like, yo, DC. Like, comment below. I like the positive and negative comments. But anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. I've said that 15 times, and we're out. Like, subscribe. Peace.